What are the most unreliable new vehicles that are not made to last? That's what we're going to find out. Welcome to Car Help Corner, where we help you, the consumer, master the process of car buying and car ownership. I'm going to share some of the worst new vehicles made today that, as a consumer advocate and consultant, I tell consumers to avoid buying. These vehicles have the lowest chance of making it to six-figure mileage and have proven to be so problematic, poorly engineered, and unrealistic to repair, which basically become worthless piles of junk once the warranty expires. So please don't waste your money on these. So let's get started with the first of these vehicles of the list, which are the Kia Seltos and Kia Soul. Now, I know there are many happy owners that have had good luck with their cars, and that's honestly great to see. But the reality is that the likelihood of having a major engine failure with these models is uncomfortably high. The fatal flaw of these vehicles is the standard 2-liter 4-cylinder engine. This engine is known for manufacturing defects, including bad piston rings, connecting rods, and bearings, which can cause the engine to consume oil, seize, and fail. Nearly 140,000 of these cars were recalled back in February of 2025, and another 150,000 back in 2021, and millions more in the decade before that. There have also been major class actions and fines from NHTSA against Hyundai and Kia. So, do not buy one of these vehicles. They basically have no value once the warranty is up, because at that point, the engine is just a ticking time bomb. And who wants to get stuck with that? Stay far away. The next vehicle we have on the list is another very popular choice, but a risky one, and that is the Nissan Rogue. This is another vehicle that has fallen victim to serious engine problems. Recently, Nissan was forced to recall nearly 500,000 vehicles with the variable compression turbocharged engine for potential engine failure, thanks to defective bearings. Putting a tiny 3-cylinder turbocharged engine in a vehicle is just asking for trouble, as is Nissan's continued use of their Jatco brand CVT continuously variable transmission, known for its poor quality and premature high failure rate. So, unless you're getting an incredible lease deal and returning it before the warranty expires, the Rogue just has too many potential problems and is best to avoid. The next vehicles that we have on the list that are not built to last are a tie between the Ford Escape and Ford Bronco Sport. Both of these vehicles share the same problem, which is the 3-cylinder turbocharged engine and 8-speed transmission, a problematic failure-prone drivetrain. Emissions requirements have forced many manufacturers into building tiny engines that are overstressed, with turbochargers putting a ton of heat and pressure on the engine, in addition to numerous other complications. In the case of Ford's EcoBoost engine, this has led to several failure points, including oil and coolant leaks, cam phaser problems, turbocharger failure, and even total engine failure. They've even been recalled several times for potential engine fires. These vehicles have very little value once they pass the warranty period, and when the problems pile up, the cost of repair makes any hope of longevity just go out the window. But it's not just tiny turbocharged engines which can be problematic, as proven by the next group of vehicles on the list, which are any of General Motors' full-size trucks or SUVs with the 5.3 or 6.2-liter V8 engines. These engines have been a major failure point for GM over the past several years. The cylinder deactivation technology in these engines causes the lifters to collapse, causing the engine to fail. It can happen at any mileage, sometimes within a few thousand miles of driving off the dealer lot. More recently, the 6.2-liter engine have also been reporting problems with rod bearing failure. The problems with these engines are so bad that GM is struggling to supply new engines for warranty replacements, leaving owners stranded for weeks or months waiting for a new engine. Needless to say, these things are a disaster and should be avoided if you want to be free of major headaches. poorly designed, failure-prone engines are of course a major problem. But then on the other hand, you have some vehicles that are just poorly designed from front to back, such as the next one on the list, which is the Chrysler Pacifica. The Pacifica, specifically the hybrid version, is a perfect example of how not to build a hybrid. Everything you can imagine can go wrong with these vehicles, from hybrid battery failure, charging problems, drivetrain problems, and endless electrical issues that can be a nightmare to diagnose and repair. It's as if these vehicles were never really designed with repairs in mind, which they probably weren't, which is why they basically have no resale value once the warranty is up, because one major repair basically makes the entire van a worthless pile of metal. Another group of vehicles from Stellantis that falls into the same category are the plug-in hybrid 4xe Jeep Grand Cherokee and Wrangler. The drivetrain in these vehicles has been a total disaster for Jeep, suffering from a long list of problems from battery failure, charging problems, engine problems, and countless electrical issues that never seem to go away. And that's on top of a long list of quality issues that Jeeps are already known for. Buying one of these is just asking for headaches, so please don't do it. And it's not just the mainstream brands within Stellantis that are a major problem for long-term ownership. It's also the case with their luxury vehicles, such as those from Maserati, including the next vehicle on the list, which is the Maserati Grecale. The desire to buy a Maserati usually comes from wanting a nice, prestigious luxury vehicle that's a bit more unique than a typical Mercedes or BMW. But in this case, the desire to be different often goes horribly wrong. Like other Maserati models, the Grecale is a bit of a parts bin vehicle made from various Stellantis parts. As a result, the build quality is predictably poor. But because it's a Maserati, just about everything costs an insane fortune to fix or replace, to the point where it's quickly not worth it past the warranty period. Maseratis have been surviving off their brand name for ages now. But from an objective standpoint, their vehicles are some of the worst on the roads and a nightmare to repair to keep running, which is why the used market is filled with cheap examples with relatively low mileage. That should be a clear warning sign to stay away. Now, European luxury brands are generally known for being very expensive to repair and below average when it comes to reliability. But that's not just the case with the luxury ones, that's also the case with the regular mainstream brands such as Volkswagen, including the next two vehicles of the list, which are the Volkswagen Taos and Jetta. Both the Taos and Jetta have a pretty poor track record for reliability, often coming rock bottom in just about every reliability survey. They also have serious problems, especially with the standard 1.5-liter turbocharged engine, which is known for several defects and sometimes complete failure. Some variants also come with a dual-clutch transmission, which is known for rough, jerky shifting. And that's just the start of a long list of potential problems with these vehicles. So best to just stay away. And of course, another European vehicle that fits this description very well is the next vehicle of the list, which is the Land Rover Range Rover. Land Rover's history of building low-quality vehicles that are a nightmare to repair is well documented. They just have ongoing repair problems that never seem to end. Everything from the electronics, the air suspension systems, the drivetrains, just about everything is failure-prone on these vehicles. And the cost of repair is so outrageously high, it quickly makes little sense to attempt to run one of these to 6-digit mileage, especially without a warranty. Almost anything failing on one of these results in a 4-figure repair bill. And when that becomes a regular occurrence, it just makes no sense to pour money into keeping these running, especially when they have little to no resale value when they do reach 6-digit mileage. And that brings us to the last group of vehicles of the list, which is a very broad one but a safe general rule of thumb. and that is any electric vehicle that's entirely brand new with unproven technology. It really doesn't matter which one you look at. Every time an automaker launches a new EV with all new technology, they seem to be absolutely loaded with bugs, electrical problems, build quality concerns. Every automaker from General Motors, Tesla, Volvo, Volkswagen, Mercedes, Rivian, and so on. None of them have managed to launch a problem-free EV. And more often than not, the owner is the one left doing the final R&D with the dealer through warranty claim after warranty claim, sometimes sitting for months with no solution for the fixes. It's a massive problem in the auto industry right now, and when these electric vehicles are this bad, when they're only 1 to 2 years old, imagine what they're going to be like once that warranty period expires. I really don't want to know, and I certainly wouldn't want to be the poor consumer stuck with all the headaches. Do yourself a huge favor. If you really want to take a risk buying one of these all-new, unproven, high-tech EVs, just lease it for 2 to 3 years so you can escape the headaches if things go south. So there you have it. I hope you found this information helpful, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you're planning to purchase a vehicle and you live in Ontario, know that OMVIC is the vehicle sales regulator that's responsible for administering and enforcing the rules that dealerships must follow. To learn more about your consumer protection rights, visit omvic.ca. And if you need any additional car buying advice, recommendations, or help with getting a great deal on your next new car purchase, make sure to visit carhelpcan.com. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.